Many have held up the revolutionary potential of social media, for example, giving power to the powerless, increasing transparency, cutting out the middleman, citizen journalism you talked about, Ivor, democratizing information, all that kind of thing. Evgeny, in your view, has that revolution happened?
Well, I think it really depends on the context, whether it's happening in existing democracies where there are already structures in place which can amplify, how this new media being put in use. Just to give you an example, in Britain, for example, last year they had a big case where a very powerful law firm was preventing The Guardian from reporting a certain story, and then, this broke over Twitter, and a lot of people were very angry, and essentially at the end the law firm had to give in. But that only happened because there is this very healthy and vibrant public sphere in Britain. If you try to do the same in a place like Turkmenistan or even a place like Russia, you would have a much different outcome because civil society is not there. You can be posting as many complaints as you want to Twitter or doing as many blog posts as you want, but if it's still the government which controls all the courts and controls all the NGOs and doesn't allow any action in terms of political freedom, there are certain limits as to what it can accomplish. So
okay,
this
let me
is
go
the
around the horn
paradox
here.
I'd like to resolve.
I want to make sure I get everybody in on this last one. Very briefly then, Tamar, has that revolution, as I just described it, happened?
I think it's happening. I think that we really see social media as a very affordable way to engage with just about everybody. There's no geographic borders anymore. You really have the opportunity to kind of forget about the fact that somebody is really 12-hour difference from you. You are now able to communicate kind of face to face, if you will, with individuals just through that monitor.
Right. Jessica, let me get you in on this.
Yes, I do think it's in progress. I think there's a huge opportunity with respect to social good. I had been speaking with a researcher at the Stanford Persuasive Technology Lab who was telling me about their peace.facebook.com initiative, where they're really allowing people to connect or friend each other across sort of traditional cultural boundaries, religious boundaries, for example, Israelis, Palestinians, Christians, atheists, a whole range of groups. And it's so interesting, you can see that, 14,000 people from these two groups friended each other in the last, 24 hours. And then, of course, the whole earthquake with Haiti, or the Haiti relief efforts, I should say, roughly, I think it was a little over 35% of those who gave to the relief efforts did so using social media. So I think there's a big opportunity for social good to take off as well.
Absolutely. Ivor, last 20 seconds to you.
Like Jessica says, there's so much potential for good, and it's so interesting, but people are people. And people will continue to behave like people, and they will use social media to pursue the interests they already had. We haven't become a new kind of human being. We're still interested in ourselves, in our friends. We've got this amazing global network like nobody's ever seen. And what do I use it for? To check the weather outside.
One thing never changed, Ivor. 60 minutes in an hour on this program, and we're plumb out of time. Can I thank our American guests for showing up tonight? Tamar Weinberg, Mashable in New York City. Jessica Fay Carter, Net Media, Stamford, Connecticut. Evgeny Morozov, Foreign Policy Magazine. Good of all three of you to join us on the line from your various locations in the U.S. Ivor Tossell from the Globe and Mail here in our Toronto studios. Thanks so much, everyone.